Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly insights for the month of June. Before we get started, let me just tell you what to expect here. This is a general reading, so I would never recommend that anybody make any decisions based on a general reading. If you have something you're trying to make a decision about, I would always suggest get a private reading so that whoever is reading for you can look at those energies that apply just to you, not to the energies of maybe like 1,500 people who are watching, but they can hone in and find out specifically what's going on with you. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is free will plays a part in everything. So everything that you hear here, if it does apply to you, and like I said, not all of it will, you have free will. So if you hear something that you don't like, you do have the free will to make some decisions and to change some things along the way so that they are not the experiences that you don't want to have. So none of this is written in stone. You have free will. Free will can change anything. And other people's free will can change things too. But I think it's important that we know that our free will can change things. And when we have a heads up early like this gives us a chance, if we see something coming in we'd rather not have happen, to handle it. All right, so what else do I want you to know? What I'm looking at is one life cycle. All of us have several different life cycles running at the same time. Many times they overlap somewhat. So you've got maybe a family life cycle, a work life cycle, a school life cycle, a romance life cycle, etc., friendship life cycles. So I'm just going to be looking at one life cycle that comes up for each sign during the month. So this is going to be a major theme for each sign, but it is not going to be everything that goes on during the month. So please don't think of this as something comprehensive, because it absolutely is not. Okay, so I think you guys know everything I want you to know going into this. And so on with your reading. Hello there, Taurus. Thank you so much for stopping by for your tarot video forecast for the month of June. This is just tarot video insights. And I don't show the cards on these monthlies. I just get the messages out to you guys. Mostly because I don't have copyrights on the cards that I use for these. I use different cards than I use for my weeklies. Okay, so environment that we have coming up for you guys, Taurus, for the life cycle that we're looking at in the month of June. I do feel like whatever your environment is, it feels luxurious. You may even be going at this, maybe talking about a time when you go on a vacation, but it just feels like your environment has everything that you could want it to have, or close to everything that you could really want it to have. Definitely has everything that you need. Now, environment is any place that you have energy or effort invested. So normally it comes up as home, but I have seen it come up as work or as school. This could also come up as a vacation environment as well. All right, so the next card that comes up talks to me about your subconscious leanings. Looks like there's been something that either recently or maybe even for a few of you in the distant past, although for some of you this feels like it's more recent, that there was something that happened that made you feel less secure in the tangible world. So this could be something like your car broke down, or maybe they cut your hours at work or something like that. And I feel like your subconscious mind is working on, okay, I know there's a recovery process here. How do we recover from this? How do we get back on our feet from this? So your subconscious mind is really working on that as we go through the life cycle that I'm looking at for you in June. Now, communication style and learning style for the month of June. What's going on here? I feel like whatever you're interested in, you can learn. I mean, you're highly intelligent person, Taurus. So whatever it is that you're interested in, you're able to take that and just learn it and just add up little facts and figures and start making everything all fit together and see the big picture pretty easily and pretty quickly for you. And I feel like that's what's going on for you right now. As far as communication style, though, I feel like you are keeping communication to yourself. It's almost like you're hoarding communication, hoarding information. You're afraid if other people know what you know, that they will have power, that you don't want them to have power over you. So you're just being real quiet. You're holding things close to your chest right now. Okay, so the next card that we have talks to me about your work. And what you need to know about me and work is that I am strange. Work can be those things that you're doing to improve your character or your inner self. It can also be those things that you're doing to those things that you're doing to make a living. Okay, so what I have coming up for you for work is that work has been like where work, it feels to me like, oh, that's why. Okay. I was a little distracted because there's something strange going on with this card, but now I get it. So work has been really interesting for you. I feel like work is very flexible. I feel like some days you are collaborating with other people and other days you're just working on your own on projects. So it's been a real interesting mix of sometimes social time as you're working together and sometimes just really introverted alone time. And I feel like, excuse me, that's kind of changing. It's kind of like always in flux. You never know exactly what you're getting into whenever you come into work. Now, as far as work, if this is inner character, not just work where you work in the material world, then I also see this as something that you're doing work on yourself, but you're also doing work with the help of other people. So this could be that you're going to some kind of 12-step meeting. This could be that you're going to some kind of therapist that gives you homework. But there's something going on where you're working on your own inner self, but you also are enlisting the help of other people with that as well. Excuse me. Once I get really going on these videos and I just keep talking, the voice starts to go, the cough starts to kick in, so I apologize ahead of time for any more coughing that may happen. But let's take a look at that part of you that's being grown or expanded as you go through this particular life cycle. Oh, this is so cool. The dreamer in you is being grown or expanded. So you're learning to dream bigger right now is how this comes up to me. Making those dreams bigger, really focusing in on those things that you want to have manifest in your life. Okay, so the next thing that I'm looking at is those things that you stand up for right now. What you're standing up for right now is that just because you are in a partnership with somebody, whether it be romantic or business or a friendship, whatever it is, when you're in some kind of partnership with somebody, that doesn't mean that you have to agree with them on every single point. And I feel like you're kind of standing up for yourself to say, you know what, it doesn't mean that it's a bad partnership if I don't agree with them on every single point. And so to me, this feels like for a lot of you, this is a romantic partnership that we're talking about. I would say for the majority of you. But for others of you, this can be this can be relating to business. And I feel like for those of you that it's not romantic, this is probably more business than anything else. But it could also be friendship. I just am really being pulled to a portion of the card that talks about an intimate relationship. And so for the most of you, you're standing up for the idea that you can have a really good intimate relationship and not agree with that other person on every single thing that comes up. Now the next card that comes up talks to me about how other people perceive you. Normally they see you as somebody who is very cheerful, very outgoing, somebody who always has a smile and brings a smile to other people, but right now they're seeing you as a little bit blue. There's something that has you a little bit down and people around you are noticing that. The lesson or experience as you go through here, this is dealing with a person as your lesson or experience, and this person is probably a male, although that's not necessarily 100% true in a general reading, so it could be a female. But this is somebody who likes to do things very spur of the moment, and sometimes can do some things that maybe if they would have thought them through a little bit more, they might not have even considered doing them. But whenever I see this card, the way it came in reverse, this is somebody who's making some decisions that could really be not the best decisions, let's put it that way. And so you're learning how to deal with somebody who is making these decisions that are not necessarily in their best interest, and yet they seem to just keep falling into these decisions. Excuse me. So then you're not really sure, okay, how much do I want to try to help somebody who doesn't seem to be making any change here? So your growth and your development here is figuring out, okay, how big of a part do I want to play in this situation? And at what point do I want to step back and let this person realize, wow, that decision wasn't so good, without having Mr. or Mrs. Taurus in my face telling me all about how bad it is? At what point do you step back and let them figure out that what they're doing is not so good? Okay, so as we get into fulfillment of this life cycle, I see a few things. The first thing that I see is I see you spending some time doing some very introverted work. A lot of times this is alone time where you are just really looking at what makes you tick, why does it make you tick, do you want to keep letting that make you tick, and you're going to be in, trying to talk. I'm thinking faster than my words are coming out and it's messing me up. I'm sorry, guys. But you're also looking at your triggers and how do you deactivate those triggers? I really feel like you're going to be spending quite a bit of alone time in June, Taurus. The other thing that I have coming up is a card that talks about feeling very fulfilled, excuse me, being able to look at your life and realize that, you've accomplished some things that make you feel really good about yourself. This is about self-esteem. This is about security. I feel like no matter what's going on with this other person that's making these other decisions, I feel like that person is separate from you enough that you can still feel secure no matter what decisions this other person is making. So that's part of handling that situation, is allowing yourself to be secure in an independent way from this other person, no matter who they are in your life. Okay, so ultimate fulfillment here is you really seeing how you don't want things to be when it comes to dealing with a person like this. Like, what do you not want to do and what do you want to do? And I feel like you start to really hone in more on what it is you want out of life in the area that this person occupies for you. So if this person who is very impulsive, if this person is somebody who's in your love life, then you are starting to get a stronger idea of what it really is that you want out of your love life. If this is just a friend that you're trying to help, you start to get some better, more strong ideas about what you want friendships to look like in your life. So wherever this person is in your life, I just see you really honing in and narrowing down that focus so that you have a better idea of how you want people to be fulfilling the roles that this person fulfills or supposedly fulfills in your life. Okay, so that's your insights for June, Taurus. Thank you so much for stopping by, for hanging out, for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. Everyone have a fantastic month, and I will see you back here the next time. Peace out.